Hey, what's going on, everybody? I didn't even see myself over in the corner. What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? It's my first live in what, 3 or 4 weeks? Maybe longer than that. I know I haven't been live since a couple of weeks before I went on my vacation to Utah. And yeah, that feels like it was a month ago. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm glad to be back live with you guys talking about physical media, movies, whatever you guys want to talk about. This is an ask me anything format. I do have some topics to get into tonight. I'm trying to bring topics back to the live stream. It feels like there's more interest in there when I'm actually talking about specific things, whether I'm just talking about them for a few minutes or whatever. But and it also sparks conversation in the chat as well, which is definitely the goal. But if you guys want to ask a random question, feel free to do so. I will try to answer most everything. I probably won't be able to get to everything, but I will do my best. We've got 94 people in here. Thank you all so much. Every time, like, I'll be honest, I still, before I start a live stream, I'm like, is anybody even going to show up tonight? I don't know. I don't know if anybody's going to be here. So I'm still shocked. Every time I go live and I get, 90, 100 people in here, whatever, 200 people, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. I just can't fathom it. But thank you all so much for being here, and hit the like button if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. I did drop a video earlier today throwing out some Blu-ray recommendations for the Groove 3 for $21 sale, because people will complain that I don't talk about Blu-ray enough. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a Blu-ray recommendation video. I talk about 4K enough, okay? Can you guys hear me? I forgot to ask that. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Marcus Me says he may get the Jerk on Blu-ray after my last video. Get the Jerk, man. Just do it. I love the Jerk. I need to rewatch that again. I need to just break down and get the Shout version. Doesn't that have new special features? Let me see how much that is. The Shout Select version is $19.49 on Amazon. It's $19.49 on Amazon. But is the regular version even? Oh, the regular version is like $4.11 on Amazon. That's used price though. So I still think the Groove sale is probably the best bang for your buck to get it for $7. And yeah, there's the Jerk is like the GOAT. I think the Jerk might be the best comedy of all time. It honestly might be the best comedy of all time. All right, now that I know you guys can hear me, thank you, Collector Movie Man. Hopefully my sound is working well. Let me go up to the top and let's do the roll call, see who's here. We got Calf. I'm just going to call you Calf. He's waving. Give me a little waving emoji. I appreciate it. Travis Brown's here. Hey, Kim, welcome back. I'm officially not supporting the Paramount WB merger because after seeing how Disney mistreats 20th Century Fox and their legacy catalog, I do not want the same mistake. I'm with you 100%. I thought that Paramount would be the lesser of two evils between Netflix. I don't know. I still don't know if that's the case. I feel like it is, but I don't know. I'm not for Paramount either taking over Warner Brothers, if I'm being honest. I don't want anybody to get Warner Brothers. I just want them to stay like their own thing. I don't know if that'll happen, but it sure does seem like Paramount might not get them at this point. There's a lot of legal battling and issues going on there that I won't get into, but I'm definitely paying attention to it. And also Paramount, I haven't been as impressed with Paramount and their outputs of physical media recently. And they've kind of moved into the steelbook only, realm as well. And, I don't feel like they're doing as many catalog upgrades as they used to, as many Blu-ray upgrades as they used to. And like Warner Brothers is just great. Like I love them as a studio. I love them as a physical media. As a supporter of physical media, like what they do with their 4K upgrades, and they do 4Ks and steelbooks and UK box sets, and then the Warner Archive label. Like they're just doing the best, I feel like, of all the studios when it comes to, like, actually paying attention to their catalog and upgrading stuff. And then the work they do with Arrow Video with some of their new line stuff, and they're working with Vinegar Syndrome now, so they're working with people licensing titles, doing their own thing. Like, nobody pays attention to their catalog and their film history better than Warner Brothers, and I feel like that's gonna get lost if they go to Paramount. It's definitely gonna get lost if they go to Netflix. And yeah, I don't want another Disney 20th century Fox situation. I just don't. I don't think I have a say, but I don't want it. I don't want it at all. Ellison has no real plans for consumers and physical media fans. I mean, I don't think it's definitely gone down. I feel like since he's taken over, I feel like Paramount has definitely shifted down. They've definitely downgraded since he's taken over as far as physical media. Hasn't he been in charge for what, 2-3 years or something? I feel like that's exactly when it started to shift. Hey, Ken, just wanted to pop on and ask if you and Michelle enjoyed House of the Dragon season 3 and already pre-ordered the Steelbook on group. I did enjoy I enjoyed the season was a little slow. Like, it started off with a bang, and I was like, holy shit, we're in for a hell of a ride with this season. And I like season 2 okay, but I thought it was kind of a weak season. But it ended strong. I thought season 3 ended strong. I like the finale a lot, and I'm excited to watch season 4. So Full House versus Boy Meets World. We got Kevin Kruger in here with the random questions. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, honestly. I watched them both religiously. Damn. Probably Full House. I feel like I rewatched Full House a little bit more. I'll say Full House. It's tough. It's very close though. Yo, Kenny, I got Death Warrant on 4K. I was like, how can we tell this is true 4K audio? I haven't watched that yet. Not 5.1 HD audio. It feels like MVD can't upgrade audio on these 4K like liner. I still have to check those out, man. I still got them both over there in the pile. My vacation threw me off. It's taking me longer to work through some of these 4Ks, and I've got new 4Ks coming in every day. So it's rough for sure. But yeah, I got to check those out before I can see like what the upgrade's like. But yeah, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy it. Stephen Langford with a $5 super chat coming in hot on my return to live streams with a $5 super chat. Steven, thank you so much. Hey, dude, been buying a lot of physical Xbox 360, and PS2 games before the physical media apocalypse happens. Got to keep physical media alive. Thanks. I'm in the same boat, man. Like, I've been watching so many ever since that PS3 debacle happened. I've been watching so many videos about out of print games and game prices going up and stuff. Like, I cannot get into that. Like, I can't get into that world of retro video game collecting, but I'm paying attention to the prices on some of the games, and like the Xbox 360, PS3 era, like that was my era. I was in my early 20s. Like, I was definitely buying more physical games than I ever had my entire life because like I had the money to do so. But Xbox, PS2, like I would love to go back and start collecting for all that stuff, but I know it's getting more expensive. But I am very fascinated by what's going on in the world of gaming. And I actually booted up my PS3, got on the PS3 store, and I added some funds to my wallet on there. You got to do it like through their website. And I've been purchasing some PS3 titles. I purchased the Jack and Daxter Legacy Collection because it's like $10 on there, and physically it's like 80 or 90. And I've been going back and purchasing some of the PS1 games as well because a lot of those are out of print and super expensive physically, but they're $5 on that store. So before they shut it down, I'm trying to get a little game collection on my PS3. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Guys, if you want your question read, that's the quickest way to do it. Super chats. Otherwise, you got to wait for me to ramble and get through the comment section. Let me give you a little super clip for your trouble, man. Guys, tonight I'm drinking a Bloom Sparkling Energy, and it's a pear scare is what they call it. It's got a ghost on it. Look at that. It's Halloween themed. We are officially in the Halloween season, guys. Officially in the Halloween season. All right, let's see. What's the next Al Pacino movie you want on 4K? Dog Day Afternoon. Dog Day Afternoon. There might be another one, but that's the one that first one popped in my head. Better actor Jack Nicholson or Harrison Ford? That's a tough one. I was reading that before I went live. That's a tough one. They're really neck and neck for me as like who do I like as an actor? But if you're talking about actual like technical acting, like who do I think is the best actor? Probably Jack Nicholson. I feel like Harrison Ford more or less plays the same character and everything, whereas Jack Nicholson has a lot more range. And had I not just watched Five Easy Pieces, maybe I would have said Harrison Ford. But I love Jack Nicholson in that movie. So yeah. Hey Ken, what's up, broski? What's up, Antonis? Let's see. Evil Dead Burn versus Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Probably Lee Cronin's The Mummy, honestly. I didn't really like Evil Dead Burn all that much. Steven with another $5 super chat. When the physical media apocalypse happens, will you change your channel name from physical mid-level media to mid-level digital media? Well, look, it doesn't look, I don't specify my name, so my mid-level media still applies to all forms of media. I just, choose to keep myself in the physical space. But, if I want to, I can go over to the digital space. I probably won't, but I could. I'm open to do that. I can talk about anything that's media, technically. Technically. All right. Thank you so much, Stephen. Let me give you what I think about digital media, though? You know what I think about it for real? If I'm being real?
It stinks! Someplace stinks!
It stinks. No, I still appreciate some digital media. Like I said, I'm downloading stuff on my PS3 digital. I've never really had as much of a problem with digital games. I got in trouble last time I talked about digital games and the differences between digital movies and movies and games. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. I just loving a movie series. What's up, film fan? Gets a steelbook set on random dates, but when a new one comes, Toy Story 5. Loving a movie series, get steelbook sets on random dates, but when a new one comes. Yeah, the Toy Story 5, Steelbook only 4K. They've been doing a while with Pixar. It's crap. Yeah, why not do an entire like box set of the Toy Story movies? Like, what are you guys thinking? Like, Disney just got their heads up their asses. They're not even doing physical media anymore. Like, Sony's doing it for them. It's all ridiculous. I hate Disney. What are we going to talk about? A lot of things have happened. R6 cover tops. We're getting into some topics tonight. We got some Google stealing people's movies. More censorship stuff, VHS box set collection I wanted to talk about. We got some stuff to talk about. Let me get through this chat. What's up, Mark is me. How you doing? We got Movie Odyssey here. What's up, Ken? Just watched your Groove Blu-ray video from earlier. Awesome, man. Hopefully you got some good recommendations. Got to update that footage of your collection. I do, especially since I moved everything around. Just got and what's up, Michelle? Glad you're here. Just got the UK 4K Vampire's Kiss. That set looks great. I mean, I got the MVD set or the MVD slipcover Blu-ray. I don't think I need anything other than that, but it's a great looking box set. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Ethan Corrigan says, do you think that Disney will continue doing catalog releases on 4K Blu-ray, especially for 20th Century Fox like Patton and Tor? Disney's not doing anything. Last I heard, they shut down their home video division. So it's like Sony's doing the stuff for them now. And I don't know, man. I don't. Like, I would like to think, if I'm being optimistic, which I rarely am when it comes to Disney, I'm always the sky is falling and fear mongering, as some people like to say. But like, I would like to think that they'll just start licensing stuff out. They'll make some money. They'll give some of their stuff to some of the boutique labels. Boutique labels can eat good for years off of Disney and Fox catalog titles. And, Disney can make a little extra money on the side. It's win-win-win. They're not doing anything with Tora, and Patton anyway. What are they doing with it? Why do they care? Is that on Disney Plus or Hulu? They don't give a shit about some of those catalog Fox titles. So why not just give them the boutique label, let it put it out? What's the big deal? So I would like to think that they would do that. They would wise up. Somebody in there would be like, hey, we got all these movies. We could give them and physical media is kind of making a comeback. Let's get this stuff out there to people, make a little extra money. I like to think somebody has the common sense in the company of Disney to do that, but I just don't know. And it gets me angry thinking about it. So I bought them on Blu-ray. I got them on Blu-ray, and that might be good enough. Many months, and we got a new announcement. I know. Remember when Disney's working with Sony? The floodgates are going to open. And then they shit out one steelbook, and then 2 months later, another steelbook, and then 3 months later, they shit out another steelbook, and then they put out a couple steelbooks. And this year so far, what we got? Fight Club, Barbarian, two titles, and one of them's fairly new. 2 releases in freaking a year, the whole year. And we got nothing on the horizon. Ridiculous. H Vites, what's up, man? What's up, Adrian? In case you're interested, I got the 4K version of The Devil's Nightmare from the Big Cartel store. It's a foreign film, but it's English dub. Nice. What's up, Kieran Chambers? Oh, you hear me loud and clear. That's good. Ratma's okay. He's still okay. He's hanging out. He's here. Look at him. He's as fresh as ever. Look at him. He's as fresh and as limber as ever. Ratma. All right. Where's the comments set? What am I doing? Mark is here. What's going on, Mark? Ty Cobb's here. Hello from the Philippines. Sweet. I got Philippines viewers. Decent movie haul today. Nice. What'd you get? Cassette, physical audio, VHS, physical video. What's up, Daniel? Kieran says my collection's crazy. My collection's crazy, and it matches its owner, who's also crazy. That's me. What's up? What's up, Daniel? How you doing? You're just listing off things, aren't you? Sean Thomas. Hey, Ken, I've been hearing the new 4K restoration of 30 Days of Night is absolute garbage. Loads of grain. Not sure if you heard anything. No, I haven't heard anything. That's the overseas release, right? I was waiting. I was assuming there would be a U.S. release at some point, and I was going to pick that up. But who put that out? Was it Studio Canal or somebody? I can't remember. But yeah, I won't be getting that then. The most poignant question is, where's my copy of the Great? I'm sorry, Shay. I went back to work Monday through Friday. I can never make it to the post office. I need to go on a Saturday, but that requires me getting out of the house before noon. I'm going to do it, though. And because you've had to wait, I'm going to send you Harry and the Hendersons as well. Or just message me on Instagram. I got a bunch of duplicates that I was going to do giveaways for. So I can send you like a stack or whatever you want. I'll send you another something in there. That way, if you got to wait 6 more months, at least you get another movie out of it. I'm sorry. That's why I don't do giveaways that often. There's nothing better than reorganizing the collection with Kenny Levels and company. Welcome back, man. I'm glad you're here, dude. Thank you for being here. Your home video on the Shout Pleasantville really blew up, at least in the comment section. Lots of people agreed. That video took me by surprise. I'm going to be honest. I was like, okay, I'm talking about censorship, so this video might take off, but I'm like, okay, but I don't think enough people really care about Pleasantville. So I thought the ceiling for that video would be about 10,000 views. And when I went to bed, it was doing pretty good. And then I woke up and it was like 25K. And I'm like, holy shit, this video's blown up. Now it's almost at 50,000 views or something like that. And the comment section was crazy. Like, it's like, there's like 1,000 comments. And there was a couple threads that were like very negative, and a lot of people were bitching about how long I took to get to the point, which I guess is understandable if you don't watch me often. But it was a lot of people agreeing, though. A lot of people saying, thank you for letting me know about this. I'm not purchasing this garbage, which you shouldn't. And yeah, I did not expect that video to be as big as it is. Because I don't get views like that. I don't get 40, 50,000 views. I'm not used to that. Every now and then I'll get something like that, but it doesn't happen very often. But yeah, I'm glad I helped a lot of people out at least and steered them away from that garbage censorship. We'll talk about that a little bit more later tonight. Vinyl, physical audio, Laserdisc. Why do you keep saying that, Daniel? You're making me read the same things over and over again. Let's see what's going on. No, I can't hear you. Culture, are you lying? I wasn't even live yet, was I? Will you review? I hope you guys can hear me. Will you review Little Shop of Horrors 4K? Yeah, I'm going to try to, for sure. Kim Barnes & Noble brought back the Mill Creek sale with 20th Century Fox. Oh, did they really? Are you serious, Travis? Holy shit. Now you're going to make me check on that. Now you're gonna make me check. You're gonna put me behind now. But I gotta let you guys know about this if it's true. Barnes and Noble. I love Barnes and Noble. They're on fire this year with the sales. Let's see. Movies and TV deals. What we got going on here? Oh, you're right. Oh yeah, baby. Let me pull this up. Guys, get on Barnes and Noble. They've got a lot of these 20th century Fox titles on Blu-ray, on DVD. They got a lot of the retro VHS slipcovers as well, which they've had those on there for a little bit. But this is a great way to stock up on the Disney 20th century stuff that they will likely never upgrade beyond DVD or Blu-ray. So yeah, I'll get on here and see like what I still need. Because I left some stuff behind last time. I got most of it though. Like I got mostly everything. Like My Cousin Vinny's on there. Idiocracy has never been upgraded past DVD. White Men Can't Jump's on here. Jennifer's Body. The Hustler is on here. I mean, you got some good films on here. The Verdict, Commando, Vanishing Point for $10. Yeah, it's all the same stuff as last time, but like it's a good opportunity to get these movies that in all likelihood may never get upgraded to 4K. May never get upgraded. The Girl Next Door, The Edge. Like I got a lot of these. Holy shit, Revenge of the Nerds is on here. I don't remember that being on there last time. I thought that was out of print. You might want to jump on that one because as often as people like try to pile on that one and try to cancel the movie, like I would jump on that. What about Bob's on here? DVD. It is criminal. Disney should be prosecuted for not putting What About Bob out on at least Blu-ray. Like that's ridiculous. Moulin Rouge, iRobot, Fantastic Voyage, Tora, Hand the Rocks at Cradle, Miller's Crossing. I've heard Miller's Crossing. People were shouting that out in my Pleasantville review that Miller's Crossing was censored in the Criterion version. I heard there was issues with the Criterion version, but I didn't know it was censorship. So that might be the version that's not censored. Yeah, I won't go through everything here, but like jump on Barnes and Noble. Something Wicked This Way Comes is on here on DVD for $7.49. Coyote Ugly, Dead Presidents, Power Rangers movie, How Green Was My Valley. Open Range is on here on DVD only because that's all it has. $4.99. Working Girl, Charles Bronson 4-movie collection for $10. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff, guys. Thank you for letting me know about that, Travis. Yeah, I got a recommendation video on that sale coming soon. I love my Groove Crazy Days sale recommendation video, so I definitely got that. And the 3 for $60, that's not a bad deal at all for Screen Factory titles for sure. How many in my collection? I don't know, 5,000 maybe. It's been a while since I counted. I need to log on my stuff. What's up, No Bad Movie? Hey man, I haven't seen you on Instagram in a while. What's up? I remember you used to post all the time. Maybe you're just not coming into my feed. Maybe I need to check. Hope you're doing well. You got Dagon, Life Force is a live trilogy for Furiosa, Blades of Guardians. That's some good stuff, man. Holy shit. How much? What? It costs $200? Shit, Michelle. I would have sold it to you for 180, maybe 170. The jerk really pushed the envelope. It did. It did. As long as Netflix didn't get WB, I'd be relieved. Yeah, I don't want them to get it either. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, if something personal is going on, by all means, yeah. Still waiting for the Roger Moore collection. I know. Hopefully, it gets put out soon. Disney is putting TikTok videos on their service. What the hell? I haven't got on Disney Plus in a while. I've got it because it's lumped in with Hulu now, and you got to have them together. And my wife won't let me get rid of Hulu because she's always on there watching true crime documentaries and shit. Let's see. Yeah, they announced a bunch of cool looking stuff today. Warner Archive is killing it. Killing it. I've got a Warner Archive right here. I was going to show off some pickups here in a second. Guys, we had 207 people in here. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. I would appreciate that. I appreciate that, Travis. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the money spent. Prince says, how was Vegas, Kenny, and your thoughts on Ryan Gosling being announced as the new Ghost Rider, knowing the wife Eva Mendes was on 07? She was, wasn't she? That's pretty interesting. Vegas was fun for the day that I was there. I would like to go back and see more of the sites, maybe see some of the shows and stuff. It felt a lot smaller than it appears in like movies and stuff. Like I just envisioned this huge city. It's really more like an amusement park, is what it feels like when you're in it. But I had fun. I mean, we really didn't leave the hotel. I went to Fremont Street just to see it and kind of walk around and stuff. And I just saw some of the sites, walked up and down the street, but it was really hot. It was like 115 degrees, so I didn't like being outside very long. So we were in the hotel mostly because the hotel had restaurants, it had casinos, it had everything we needed to have the Vegas experience. But yeah, I had fun while I was there. I lost some money. I didn't win any money, but that's just what it is. As far as Ryan Gosling, I've always loved Ryan Gosling. I'm glad that he's finally getting the appreciation that he deserves. You know, I feel like Project Hail Mary's kind of put him out there on the map for a lot of people. And now people are enjoying the greatness of Ryan Gosling that I've always known about since Lars and the Real Girl and Drive and all the incredible movies he's been in. Like he's got like a pretty immaculate filmography. Like I love most everything that he's been a part of. So I'm glad that he's getting appreciation. He's in a Marvel movie coming up. He's going to be in a new Star Wars movie. And I think that's great. I think he deserves it. And I'm glad he's making some money now. Do your kids appreciate your physical media collection, aka their inheritance? They don't yet, but they will. You know, they will later on in life, I'm sure. Puppeteer is now expensive on disc. That's a game that keeps popping up in the videos that I watch. Yeah, I've seen that. I don't have the Stranger Things set. I was expecting Arrow to send that to me to review, and I don't think they're sending out review copies of it. So they didn't let me know about it, so I never pre-ordered it. So if I want to get it, I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way and just buy it, right? But I don't know if I feel like that's gonna be in print for a while. I don't feel the rush to get it. But I'll probably try to pick it up sooner rather than later, just in case it sells out in the next month or so. I'll try to catch it if it goes down in price a little bit. But it's something I definitely want in the collection. I just haven't got it yet. That's why you haven't seen a video on it yet. I'm not sure anyone has done as much for physical media than George Feltenstein at Warner Archive. I hope he's allowed to continue his work. I hope so too. Hopefully, if Paramount gets Warner Bros., they know what they have with him and they keep him on board and they keep letting him do his thing. Even if they got to change the name to Paramount Archive. But like, think of how great that would be though, if they let that guy like have at it at the Paramount catalog and also do Warner Archive stuff at the same time and they were all together. That would be great. There were so many titles from the past that Paramount has that they could put out. Let's see. It's been a while, probably 2015, 2016, because I sold all my DVDs and I was going to go digital, and I bought some Disney movies on digital because that was when my kids were little, and I bought them on the Xbox or something. And I think I bought Moana, a couple others. I can't remember everything I bought, but yeah, I got a few digitally. I don't do it anymore. I haven't for a very long time, but I have done it in the past. It's been about 10 years though. That's an amazing looking set. Honestly, I have no reason to get it. I have no reason to get it, so I probably won't. There's no new features. It has all the same stuff that the Devil's Rejects 4K had in it. The only thing that's changed, the only difference is that House of Thousand Corpses is on 4K, which it'll probably look great on 4K, but I'm hoping that they do a standalone 4K of that, and I don't have to get that set. But even if they don't, like, I'm happy with that box set I got, the Lionsgate box set I got of House of a Thousand Corpses. I think it looks great on Blu-ray. So I'm not going to buy an $80 steelbook set just for that. But yeah. It's a great set. If you're a Rob Zombie fan, like I'm sure you're all over it. Surprising Xbox 360 game prices have not been terribly expensive after store closure a few years ago. Yeah, 360 is still pretty low. Also, the original Xbox is still pretty low. Yeah, it's a cool drink. Yeah, I saw that. So I'm not as I've seen the Phantasm movies. Yeah, I've seen them once. The first one once and the second one once. So I'm not like I can't claim to be a huge fan of Reggie Bannister. It's sad. I know he's been sick and stuff, but I haven't seen the Phantasm movies enough to really feel emotionally involved or attached. But I know he's got a lot of fans. He seemed like a great guy, and um, it sucks for sure. It sucks. But pay tribute by watching his films. What's up, man? I heard you mention PS3 collections, Video Games Plus. Got a few of those titles reprinted by Sony on their website. Oh, sweet. Thank you for that. Yeah, I've actually been actively collecting PS3 games for the past couple of years, so I do still try to, when I see them or I find a good price online, I'll purchase one. But I've got like 50 or 60 PS3 games, something like that at this point. What is the 4K that you excited the most the rest of the year? That's always a tough question to answer because I can never think off the top of my head on my feet. I'm excited about some of the 4Ks I got in the stack over here to watch. I'll just go ahead and show it. Mars Attacks. This is what I'm excited about, guys. This is what gets me fired up in the morning, is knowing that there's a 4K of Mars Attacks that I can watch and enjoy. I'm sure there's something. What's Arrow got coming out in October? There's got to be something I'm super excited about. I just can't think. There's so many announcements all the time. It's crazy. I'd have to pull up a calendar. Ken, did you see that Groove? Yes, I did. I'm going to be doing a recommendation video. I didn't pick up any titles because I already grabbed some Crazy Day 4K sale stuff and Blu-ray, and there's not really anything I really need right now. There's like Night of the Creeps I want. I think there's a couple others, but I'd have to be reaching for stuff, and I don't know. I don't really need nothing. I feel like I could set it out and wait for another sale. 8-Bit Latin Gamer, Universal's releasing a new edition of American Werewolf in London. Yes, I saw that. I've got all these posted up on my social media, Physical Media Report on Instagram. I'll be talking about it Monday. Let's see. Listening to you live from Chattanooga, Tennessee, while pretending to be busy at work. Nice. I was impressed by them 4K. Somebody keeps trying to get me to buy that too. Yeah, I never got that one. I thought it was a good trailer. I'm looking forward to watching it. That's all I got. Brent Madison pre-ordered the Odyssey 4K Steelbook this week from Barnes & Noble. Oh, it's on Barnes & Noble, huh? Oh, that's crazy. No, I didn't know it went up on Barnes & Noble. I know there's a listing on Blu-ray.com, but there wasn't a pre-order. That's interesting. Are they healthy? I mean, I don't know if there's any energy drinks that are like all the way healthy, but I don't know. It says it's flavor with other natural flavors. It's got probiotics in it. That's healthy, right? Larry Cohen's great. I myself can't watch Toy Story 5 or Disney. Unjustly fired a lot of important people at Pixar. Oh, damn, did they? Yeah, Disney sucks. I saw Toy Story 5 just because my whole family, even the in-laws, wanted to go see it, so I saw it. It was okay. What's up, Patrick? I would, but I don't have a lot of those digibooks, so I don't know how good the video would be if I didn't have the physical representations of them. I've got The Matrix, I think, that digibook. 7, the new digibook of that. Yeah, I might be able to, not those specific ones, but I may have enough digibooks to do a video. Well, buddy, I'm about 5 years into being a big fan of Westerns. Am I still new? Probably. But other than spaghetti Westerns, are you interested in the Audie Murphy? Yeah, I'm interested in all of them. The more I watch of those like old American classic Westerns, the more I really enjoy. Like Honestly, at this point, I feel like I enjoy them a little bit more than spaghetti westerns. But when I got into westerns, I got into spaghetti westerns pretty hot and heavy, and I thought they were the best. But now, the more I get into the older, like classic 40s, 50s, 60s westerns, American westerns, the more I enjoy. So I'm down for any western, any western. I need to get the Randolph Scott Criterion 4K set. Let's see. Did you know the 2004 Punisher film is missing on digital retailers? Really? There's a lot of films that aren't available digitally. I got the 4K Steelbook back there somewhere. What's up, Swift Rabbits? If on a desert island with power and TV and sweet sound system for 1 week, what 3 movies are you watching? I'm watching Castaway, I'm watching Sin Help, and I'm watching Triangle of Sadness. All island movies to get me in the island spirit and teach me and motivate me to survive if I need that. Yeah, yeah. That would be something they would do. Rat bastards. Hail the Rat Man, exactly. Disney won't change their physical media interest until new management. Every time a Marvel movie fails, I laugh. I'm actively enjoying Disney's failures. That will make the company change. Ordinarily, I'd be like, you know what? You shouldn't support the failure of movies and these studios, but for Disney, I'll make an exception. I will make an exception because I can't stand them. I'm glad Spider-Man's doing very well, but that's also Sony. So, I mean, I know it's kind of Disney's the creative of it, but it's Sony, I feel like that's making the profit off of it, the majority of it anyway. Which Spider-Man was quite good, actually. I enjoyed that a lot, actually. And Adrian seeing Spider-Man, nice. Yeah, we'll get into that soon. Glad you told me about Pleasantville. I was going to buy it. Yeah, another reason I think that video did so well is because I was really like I was looking on YouTube. I was the only one talking about it at the time. Now there's more people talking about it. And I was hoping it would take off and even more people would talk about it, but I think a lot of people were like, "I'm not getting it now." So they just decided not to get it and not, talk about it on their channels or whatever. But I was hoping it would really start spreading around. But yeah, it was unfortunate. I had to send it back, which I never do that. What does everybody think about the Mummy 4 coming next year? I'm excited, kinda. I'll check it out. Honestly, you wanna know the truth? I haven't seen the Mummy 3. I never saw the Dragon Emperor tomb. I don't know if that was any good or not, but I remember watching the preview of that, and I was like, "That's not my Mummy. I'm not going to see that." And I tapped out. But I'll see the new Mummy. Let's see. Yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front for sure. Well, not exactly the same. And welcome, Garrett. What's up? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Not exactly the same. I'll talk about it here shortly. Shout 4K transfers are not worth upgrading. The Blu-rays look good, and this from someone who is upgrading everything. I disagree. There's many Screen Factory 4Ks I got that were significant upgrades over their Blu-rays. So I disagree with you there on that one. But there were some that were not so great upgrades. I actually talked about that in my recommendation video because I tried to recommend the best of the best. Sweet. I watched American Pie 2 on 4K a year ago when 88 Films did it, and it was a solid 4K. I don't think it was as good as the first one on 4K, but it was solid. It was solid. They should. I agree with that. I'm new to 4K and I've been going through all these movies with IMAX scenes. It blows my mind to see the extra aspect. Are there any aspect ratio formats that allow you to see extended frame? Are there any other aspect ratios or formats that allows you to see extended frame? Unless they've actually put it on the disc, I don't know of any. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the question. Damn you, culture. Damn you. If there was ever apocalypse power grid, which format was survives when there's no electrical power? Huh? I don't know. I guess the one that uses the least amount of electrical power would be my guess. That 80s horror VHS retro style box looks enticing because of the packaging, but they're mostly titles that most of us already have. Yeah, let me get through this chat and I'm gonna get into some of that. Yeah, I've already got Idiocracy somewhere in my DVD collection. I think I got that at like a half price books or something years ago. Luckily, I think I got it for like $1 or something. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, that's an underrated Walter Hill movie. Uh, it's not that I don't like Severin. I'm actually waiting on my order from Severin right now. I ordered quite a bit from them in the summer sale. Which boutique studio except Severin don't you like? I don't know if there's any boutique labels I actively don't like. There's ones I'm a bigger fan of than others. I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't if you're talking about just like their movie output, it's got to be Visual Vengeance. Like I don't think I've liked any movie that Visual Vengeance has put out. But I appreciate what they do. They do some cool like artwork on their releases and all kinds of extra stuff inside. And I always have fun when I unbox their stuff. I just never want to watch the movies. I don't know. I have to think more on that. Maybe there is a boutique label I've shit talked. Nice. I'm glad you got the standard. Um, it's a great 4K. I don't. Would you recommend that one over all the others? Because I'm trying to decide which app I'm going to use because I want to start doing that soon. I need to because I've I've been out like thrifting and it's like I can't remember what I got anymore. It's just gotten to that point. I used to be pretty good. I'm like, oh, I know I got that. I know I got that. I just got too much. I don't know what I have anymore. Uh, what Barnes and Noble? No, there's nothing really I need from Arrow right now. Let's see. We got Fat Lindsay in the chat. Does my wife like Dallas, Falcon Crest, and Knots Landing? I don't think she's seen any of those shows. Any of those shows. Action Papa in the house. We also got the Alex Zorba. Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love's another super. I don't even know if I'd say underrated. A lot of people like that, but it's a really great Ryan Gosling movie. Steve Carell, Emma Stone. Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling did a lot of good stuff together. He was in Are You Afraid of the Dark, but he was in Goosebumps as well. He was in the Say Cheese and Die Again uh, episode. So yeah. Yeah, Fracture I actually have never seen. I've never seen Fracture. I've never seen Ides of March either. So those are two Gosling movies I haven't seen. No, I need to get that one. I haven't seen it. I do need to see it. I hope it doesn't. I hope Warner Brothers is just like, all right, it didn't work. Let's just focus on being a independent studio again. That's what I hope happens. Probably won't because they're dead set on selling, but all right, guys, we gotta catch up here. What's up, Brent Madison? Uh okay, most of August. So I might have to try getting them before the end of the month. I might have to try getting them before the end of the month. Uh Yeah, I need to rewatch those movies. It's not that I didn't like them. I really enjoyed them when I watched them. It was like 5 years ago when I watched them. When that double pack from Wellgo came out, that's when I watched them. I wanted to actually, speaking of Arrow, like I wanted to get that UK set, but I keep thinking that they'll do the movies in 4K and they'll probably do it like in the UK. So I was trying to wait until maybe that happened. They did like a Phantasm 4K set or something, but I don't know. What's going on, KB? How you doing, man? Let's see. What's your favorite 4K of the year so far? Mine has been her weird. I know. Probably the same. I think Ben Hur's like the best 4K disc. maybe of all time. So that's probably mine as well. Um, I'm trying to think though. I really loved HUD. HUD from the Criterion Collection. That's up there too. That's up there too. I love the features on that. But I love Ben-Hur too. It's tough to compete with that. It's probably HUD on 4K, Ben-Hur, Excalibur, Eraser. I love the Eraser release. It's one of those four. It's been a great year. It really has. What's going on, Time Runner? How you doing, man? Uh, Holly in Odessa. Ken is excited about Sorority Row from Lionsgate Limited. I've never seen that movie. It doesn't look very good, but they prettied up pretty up a turd for sure on Sorority Row. It looks good. It looks like a good steelbook. If the WB merger doesn't go through WB, then it's Netflix and say goodbye to Warner's. Giant library, California is a bad joke. I agree. Who's healthy? Who's healthy? So Happy Odyssey still $60. It's a steal. You just $60. You're happy about that? What? Oh, I got a super chat here. I didn't even know about it. The Oakland Campos, $2. How excited are you for House of 1,000 on 4K? If they did a standard version, I would be all over it. Steelbook, even if it was a steelbook, I got a box set and I already got a steelbook House of 1,000 Corpses. I would buy it, but I don't want to buy an $80 steelbook that has a 4K I already own and another 4K I already own because I got 3 from Hell 4K, just a slipcover version of that. So if they do House standalone, I'll get it because I think the movie can look better in 4K. I just don't want to spend $80 on it. That's the only thing. But thank you so much, ma'am. I really like the Phantasm movies, especially the first two. I don't think I've seen Reggie in other films or TV. I was wondering if anybody knows what else he starred in. Yeah, Born to Be Red. I've heard you talk about Kenny and Company before, Garrett. I think that definitely needs a 4K, and it needs to be in my collection. Is where it needs to be. But yeah, I don't know. Holy shit, they delayed it till December. What the hell is going on with Amazon? I heard a lot of people say their Barbarian Steelbook got delayed. I ordered mine through Walmart and I got it on release date. So I actually started watching it before I came on here. It came bent. They really dropped the ball with that. I have not watched Survivor. What's going on, Gus? My Darling Clementine is solid. I liked it. But for me, there's something about the God, what is his name? What is his name? I was gonna say Billy the Kid. Tombstone. Wyatt Earp. There we go. There's something about the Wyatt Earp character. Maybe it's the fact that his entire character is based on a lie that I just can never fully get on board with. That's why I like Tombstone a lot. I don't think it's one of the greatest westerns by any stretch. And I kind of felt the same way watching My Darling Clementine. Solid western. I just didn't love it. But I still need to watch Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner. The Big Country I got. It's in the collection. I need to watch it. How the West Was Won. I don't have yet. I keep thinking they're going to upgrade it to 4K, so I'm waiting. Been to the River I watched recently. Really enjoyed it. James Stewart. That's Anthony Mann too that directed that, I think. Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I love. That might be my favorite western, honestly. So that I've seen multiple times, and I love that movie. Love it. Castaway needs a 4K. Rachel. There's all kinds of plot holes in the Dark Knight. Yeah. There's all kinds of mess. That movie's kind of a mess. It's just people love it because Heath Ledger's the Joker's freaking iconic. So Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up that Renown Western at some point. You must have got the Blu-ray version if you got it for 45. Isn't Kenny Company and Company on YouTube, I think? Top 3 movies of this year, I'm gonna say Project Hail Mary, Exit 8, and, I'm still with Send Help. I'm still with Send Help. I'm still with Send Help. Come at me. Come at me, bro. The Invite's also somewhere in there in the mix. Really enjoyed that movie. Um, what did I see recently I really enjoyed? Why am I blanking? Oh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man might be in my top 3. I like that movie a lot. I just named 5 movies in my top 3, but you know what? That's my top 3. If I want 5 movies in it, I can have that. Okay? Falling Down. That's a good haul right there. What'd you ask, Film Fam? I got the Heat 2 book. I haven't read it though. I hate Massacre. Yeah, Massacre Video sucks. I honestly haven't got anything from Massacre Video. I can't hate them if I've never watched anything that they put out. Odyssey was good. I didn't love it. I had my issues with it, but those issues could be fixed when I rewatch it. I'm definitely gonna buy it. I got a TerraVision release finally in my stack over here I was gonna show off, but I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time. No, I haven't seen that one, Bloody Mustard. I don't have that one either. No, I'm not gonna be picking up Jackass. I'm not, I used to watch the show when I was a kid. I saw the first movie in theaters, but I haven't watched anything Jackass since. I can't say I'm a big fan, honestly. I don't have anything against them. I just people hitting each other in the balls and shoving shit up their asses just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't appeal to me that much. It's not my humor. Uh, it's just Say Cheese and Die. Yeah, I misspoke. It'd be Silence of the Lambs because I haven't seen Manhunter, so I don't see how you beat Silence of the Lambs. I have not seen Lioness. Is it good? My wife and I are finishing up a show on Apple TV. It's called Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. So when we finish that, we'll be searching for a new show. Michael Mann said he was working on it like a year or so ago. So I don't know, maybe soon. But that's also in that 20th Century Fox. So it'd have to come out through Disney or somebody. Maybe they'll give it to Criterion or something. Yeah, he was on Mickey Mouse Club. He's come a long way, and he's always just felt like a really humble guy, really really grounded in his craft, and it's never felt like he's let his fame get to his head. So I just think he's great. He's always been great. Obsession. Yeah, I liked Obsession a lot. Oh, I like Backrooms. I love Backrooms. There's a lot of good movies this year. A lot of good movies. KB said I got Excalibur so freaking long. Got a Cop HUD on the Criterion Flash show. Looking forward to Sing Street 2. Hell yeah, man. Sing Street. That's another one I got in my stack over here. I still gotta watch. I'm excited for that though. I'm excited for that. Yeah, Excalibur's not too long. It's like 2 hours. It's half the length of Ben-Hur. If you could watch Ben-Hur, you can watch Excalibur. Now, if you want to watch all the cuts, it might take longer, and the documentaries and all the features. I don't think it did, no. I don't think it did. Let's see. Yeah, they're definitely a mixed bag. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. No, you got me. I've not seen Bite the Bullet. I mean, I've watched a lot of westerns. I've watched. I love westerns. I've seen probably, I'd say by now at least 100, maybe more than that. And I know that's small for like real western fans, but I'm getting there. I got that on 4K from Kino. I still got to watch that one. The one I really liked with Kirk Douglas, he was in the gunfights, Last Train to Gun Hill. He was in that one, right? Really like that movie. That was a Paramount Presents title. Bone Tomahawk's great. Bone Tomahawk's great. I need to rewatch that. I need that to come to 4K too. They'll Didn't they announce it? I could have sworn they announced that. I could have sworn. I feel like they'll announce it in a couple months, maybe, if they haven't yet. Oh, somebody mentioned Last Train to Gun Hill. Yeah, it's a great movie. Rio Bravo's great. Death of a Gunfighter, haven't seen. Magnificent Seven, really solid. Gunfight at the OK Corral, haven't seen. Shane, phenomenal. Love that one. Indiana Fighter, haven't seen it. Stagecoach, all timer. Love that movie. And The Shootist is really super solid for John Wayne's last movie. Wild Bunch, man, that's top tier. Top tier. Wild Bunch is one of the best. It needs a 4K. Django Unchained is great too. Everybody likes The Big Country. I gotta watch that one. Oh, I've seen. My wife and I watched Widow's Bay. We were early on the Widow's Bay hype train. Like, we watched that episode 1 before anybody was talking about it. Yeah, that show's great, phenomenal. I loved it. Loved it. Well, let me show off some of my releases, and then we can get into the stories. I'm sorry I can't get into everybody's chat quite. Open Range does need a 4K, but I'm caught up. So let me show off some stuff. I'm going to show off the 2 releases I'm going to be doing reviews for within the next couple of days. We got Talladega Nights, Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Had to get this one. I think it was $37.99 on Amazon. But yeah, I mean, when I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. So I had to get this steelbook. I just had to, because I know it's, I'm in the same boat as Ricky Bobby. So help me, Tom Cruise. It's a great steelbook. I love, John C. Reilly, Shake and Bake, Will Ferrell on the back. It's a nice steelbook. It's a steelbook only release because it's Sony, but it is what it is. And I got a digital code I can give away to you people because you're awesome for being here. There's 244 people in the chat. Can you guys see what is going on? Why is it so bright? Maybe I'm not going to be able to give away the code. For some reason, it's super bright. All right, hold on. There we go. There we go. I don't know what was going on. Can you guys see that? Anybody wants the digital code for Ricky Bobby? We need to talk about snow blindness and cats. Freaking love that movie. It's so good. I've never met anybody that doesn't like Talladega Nights. I've never met it. Is anybody in the chat doesn't like Talladega Nights? Let me know. Also got Project Hail Mary from Alliance Entertainment. And this one I watched. I started watching it yesterday. I finished it this morning while I was doing my morning walk. And I got thoughts. I'll get them out to you guys. But yeah, nice slipcover edition of Project Hail Mary. No digital code for this one, but if you got Amazon Prime, you can watch it digitally right now. So it's on there. Mars Attacks, which I showed off earlier. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to watch this on 4K. This is another one that as soon as I got on YouTube, I started bitching about Mars Attacks not having a 4K. It's like Independence Day has one. Where's the Mars Attacks 4K? But the coolest thing about this one is it has the on the written all over the disc. You see that? That's cool as shit. I don't care who you are. That's cool as shit. I got a digital code for Mars Attacks. Bam. Yeah, I did. Homer Martin. I did purchase the Steelbook of Project Hail Mary. I pre-ordered it as soon as it went up. But that's still available. It's still available right now, guys. You can get on Amazon and pre-order that Steelbook for $49.99. Not a bad price. It's a nice Steelbook. It's got like books and shit on the inside. It's got 3 discs, one of which is the IMAX version. That the version I just showed off doesn't have that. But yeah, I gotta get. Look, we did it. I've been bitching about it for 4 years, but we finally did it. Barbarian, 4K Steelbook, Disney. Am I right? What a bunch of pieces of shit. They waited 4 years to get this out. Why? But look, here's the thing. If they hadn't have done that, and this movie hadn't been built up to what it is in the world of physical media, if Zach Kreger hadn't continued and made a movie like Weapons that grossed all this money at the box office, hugely successful, making Resident Evil now, kind of a name in Hollywood. If he hadn't built himself up to that point and they hadn't put this out and it wasn't built up like this, we may have never have seen a release like this, a 4K release. If they would have just put it out on Blu-ray, which they would have done back in 2022, it's very possible we would have never got this movie on 4K. So maybe there's a reason for everything, I feel like. And there was a reason this never got a physical release back in 2022. It's so we could get the definitive Barbarian Steelbook. Even though this movie deserves like the Arrow Video 4K box set treatment, in my opinion. Look at this. Look at this. Steelbook. Freaking bullshit. Bullshit. I want a slipcover, damn it. Let me open this up. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that shit. Oh my God. On the inside, you got the Blu-ray and the 4K. The 4K is missing. What happened to my 4K? Oh, it's in my player. Like I said, I was watching it before I started going live. Digital code, anyone? For Barbarian? Hold on. Let me do this the right way. There you go. Movies anywhere. That's what you got to do. Yeah, again, I've said this numerous times. I'm not saying Barbarian's a masterpiece by any means, okay? I'm not. But it was a pretty good horror movie that I enjoyed quite a bit, okay? It came out in the theaters. It made 9 times its budget, and it never got a physical release. That's a big deal. I don't care if you're a fan of the movie or not. If a new movie comes out and doesn't get a physical, we need to bitch about that, regardless, because this may not be your favorite movie. You may not like this movie. You may not want it on physical media. But pretty soon, if this trend's allowed to continue, or if we're allowed to let this slide, a movie you care about is going to come along, and it's not going to get a physical release. And you know what? Right now, currently, as we speak, Disney's doing this with another movie, Psycho Killer. Came out in the theaters, didn't make shit. It didn't do well at all. So that one you can maybe justify or understand a little bit. But it was a movie that came out in the theaters. They slapped it on Hulu because it didn't do well. And it's yet to get a physical. And I don't know if it will. And that's a movie that got panned by the critics. Nobody liked it. I kind of liked it, even though it wasn't that great. But I thought there were some cool things about it. I liked the ending reveal. There was some good stuff there. But yeah, nobody's heard of it. Nobody liked it. So it's a movie that's probably going to get lost on streaming. It never put out physically because nobody's going to clamor to get Psycho Killer on Blu-ray, except for me. I will continue to fight the good fight for Psycho Killer because I fight for movies, guys. Whether they're good or they're bad, if they got put out by a studio, they deserve physical. Okay, we got to appreciate film history here. And we got to be consistent. All right, Barbarian. I'm excited to watch this, even though I've already watched the first 15 minutes. Looks great. I can bitch about Disney for a variety of reasons. And this is Sony. So, I mean, that's, no surprise. But the thing I'll bitch about right now, look at that epic spine slash right here. on the R of the Barbarian. Look at that epic spine slash. Thanks, Walmart. God, I just love steel books. They're so great. Get the fuck out of here. Your fucking steel books. God. I'm so tired of steel books. Does everything have to be a fucking steel book? I like my box sets, okay? All right. I got a Warner Archive release I was going to show off last summer. It got a slip cover. Warner Archive Blu-ray got a slip cover. We've seen this with their 4Ks, but not their Blu-rays. That's incredible. Keep it up, Warner Archive. You're already one of the greatest labels ever. If you put slip covers on your stuff, you're probably going to go to like number one as far as boutique labels. But yeah, I've heard some great things about this, some absolutely great things about this film, and I'm so excited to watch it. I'm going to watch it very soon. I'm going to try to watch it and rank it in my upcoming July ranking video that I'm like 2 weeks behind on, but I'm working on it. On the inside, you got some disc art right here. And they actually have a little booklet in here as well. Like this is stuff Warner Archive doesn't usually do. Yeah, apparently this movie was pretty much lost in time. It didn't have it wasn't on streaming. It hadn't gotten any kind of physical release in a very long time, maybe since like VHS. So this release is kind of a big deal for this movie. And Warner Archive is always doing this kind of stuff. They're just rescuing these lost films and putting them out on physical media in great picture quality. So yeah, I've heard great things about this movie. I'm excited to check it out. But the fact that I'd be lying the fact that it has a slipcover just puts it over the top for me. You guys know how I am. All right. Next up, this is a release that I ordered from the TerrorVision websites literally last August. It's been a year. It was when they started their 13 weeks of Halloween or whatever the hell they did last year. It was last August. I remember. That's when I ordered this release. And I finally have it in my hands. Student Bodies. I might do a review of this. I might do a review of this. But it's here. And I'll say this. It's nice. It's very nice. It's great packaging. I'm excited to have it. I am not here to dump on TerrorVision. I know they've had a hard time. I know they've had a tough time. I'm not here to rag on TerrorVision. I'm really not. I'm really not here to do that. They're a very small company. They've got like 3 people working for them, and I get it. I just hope that they learn from their mistakes and they stop announcing like 40 titles at a time when they know damn good and well they cannot keep up with that kind of output. And they just narrow it down and focus on just a few releases a year, if that's all they can handle, and just do that. They cannot go from 0 to 100 in a year, and that's what they tried to do, and they kind of fell on their face doing that. So, I mean, but the work here is incredible on this box set. If I can get this plastic off, it is well wrapped in plastic. And I'll be honest, I've never seen this movie. So it could be a stinker. But, you know, it looked pretty fun. I do like my 80s slasher films. I've heard this one's more like a parody of an 80s slasher, like a Scream before Scream, or a Scary Movie before Scary Movie. But let me show you the extras first, because they sent me a postcard, right? I also got a card that says my order was packed by Brandon. It was packed by Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. And then some other standard stuff. But it's great quality. It's really great quality. It's definitely comparable to like Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow Video, anybody that does the hard box releases. Really nice. Looks great. It's got nice artwork. Let's take it out of the box. And we got a booklet that is a collection of essays. Very cool. Yeah, this is the longest I've waited for any release, I think. The longest I've waited. I already did a video complaining about it. And again, I'm not going to do that here. I got it. That's all that counts. It's here. And I never doubted. I didn't think that TerraVision was going to take my money and run or anything like that. I just kind of wanted it. So, but it's here. Poster, booklets, slipcover. Guys, you know me. And you put a slipcover inside of a hard box, you won my heart. That's what you just did. Cardboard and cardboard on top of cardboard. That gets me. I love it. I love it. Oh, what's up, Mayor? They delayed Gator Bait again. That's supposed to be this month. Well, fortunately, I never got Gator Bait, but yeah, that's terrible. That was one that I think went up for pre-order a few months before this. So they've been waiting for that for like a year and a half. Holy shit. It's crazy. But again, I hope TerraVision learns from their mistakes and they improve, scale back, because they do good work. They do. That Rumpelstiltskin 4K was great. I'll put this back in here. On the inside, you got some discs, multiple discs. Looks like you got a CD in here. So you got the 4K, a Blu-ray, and a CD with the soundtrack of the film. I think you got reversible artwork as well. Or no, just interior artwork. No reversible, just interior. That's fine. This is TerraVision Spine number 64. And I don't think this movie's been put out since at least DVD. I don't think it has a Blu-ray or anything. So there you have it. There's my pickups. TerraVision, Warner Archive, Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, Alliance. Got a lot of stuff, guys. A lot of stuff. All right. Student Bodies. I'm excited to watch it. 4K release. Okay. Let me get into the chat one more time, and then we'll get into the stories to close out this show. It's 10:30. 210 people in here. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, the UK does have a standard version of Barbarian. I should have pointed that out, but they do have a standard version of Barbarian in the UK, just not in the States. Last Summer's a great pickup. Steelbooks is disgusting. Barbarian is a weak, overrated movie. A lot of people are saying that. Steelbooks are so played out. They are, for real. You know what'll never go out of style, though? A good slipcover. A good slipcover. Also, just a good Blu-ray case. Just a case. They're cool. I feel like one day I'm going to get to the point where I just rip all the slipcovers and box sets off, and my shelf is just, I'm just going to throw them all in boxes, and my shelf's just going to be the movie in the case. That's all it's going to be. Glad you're rooting for Psycho Killer. Me and the wife saw it in the theaters. Thought it was pretty decent. Definitely deserves physical release. I thought it was pretty decent too. It wasn't terrible. You know, there's a satanic cult sequence in it that doesn't really fit with the rest of the movie. But beyond that, I thought it was a pretty decent, thriller. There's a serial killer thriller. You know, kind of along the same lines as Long Legs. Honestly, it's from the writer of Seven. I did enjoy Barbarian, but Bill Skarsgård really needed more screen time. What has happened to Ken? Potty mouthing, keep it up. I try not to cuss too much. I try to keep this channel family oriented, you know. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. But that was also a streaming movie. Like that came out on streaming. I don't think I'd ever got physical release, so that makes sense that happened. There's a mockery of NASCAR. Yeah, maybe. Oh, Film Fan 89 doesn't like Todd Ignatius. How dare you, Film Fan 89? How dare you? They didn't do a DVD or a Blu-ray. Mars Attacks is great. All right. Let's see. Anybody else saying anything? Philip Workman liked Michael. I liked it with so many hit songs. I was hoping for that. It didn't make the movie. Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some stuff they left out. There definitely some stuff they left out. I agree. I agree. Focus on quality over quantity, or just focus on an amount that you can actually pull off and do. Just you need to be able to get this stuff out there because you lost the confidence of everybody. Like that's not a great way to build your brand and your business. Nobody wants to wait a year to get a release when they just paid you. I don't know what I pay for student buys. I think it was like 45 or $50 or something. Nobody wants to wait a year to when they spend $50 on something. It's crazy. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's out of print though, at least, right? Um, Sent up. No, they don't. I mean, that's red shirt pictures, and I, I'm thinking that's going to come out in October. Like he's probably going to do the same thing he did for Trick or Treat a couple of years ago, and I would guess that sometime in September it'll go up for pre order, or maybe even in October, and then they'll ship it the next week. But that's what I would guess for Friday Night 2, and then the prom night movies. I think a great time to put out the prom night movies is next April, like prom season. Like that would be a great time to put those movies out on 4K. So hopefully they're able to pull that off. Uh Michelle loves steelbooks. Joe loves steelbooks. If you're here all this time, give Ken a like. Thank you, KB. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. How many likes we got? We got on this stream, by the way. I haven't checked in a while. How many likes? Barbarian is good until Justin Long shows up. How dare you? Justin Long is great. We always need Justin Long to show up in everything. I would welcome Justin Long showing up in any release, any movie. 126 likes. Jeez, guys, that just confirms that at least half of my viewers hate watch me. They hate watch me because I had almost 250 people in here, 126 likes, and that's just people rotating. Like over like the past hour and what 20 minutes, there could have been a total of 500 different people in here, but I've only got 126 likes. Hate watchers out there. It's crazy. Tusk is brilliant. It's brilliant. I love that movie. Do you feel like DVDs fall behind sales of Blu-ray and 4K after Walmart stops selling them? My hunch is casuals who pick them up at Walmart. I still don't understand who's picking up DVDs at Walmart because whenever I go to Walmart, nobody's hanging out in the physical media section buying DVDs. Like nobody's over there. So I don't understand. Maybe the bins, but I don't know. Can you fight for Faces of Death 2026 on 4K? I didn't see it in theaters with the purpose of buying it physical. Yeah, I mean it's coming to physical, but yeah, it's not coming to 4K. I don't know. That's Shutter, isn't it? Shutter doesn't usually do a lot of 4Ks. So I don't know. We might just be lucky to get that on physical in general. You didn't get the horse head book with bookends with student bodies as amateur move, Kim. No, I didn't get all the extras. I can't do all that. I can't pay like $100 for a movie I haven't seen. I can only go to 50. I can only go to 50. Drag Me to Hell, Accepted. I've always loved Accepted. Ask me about my winner. I love that movie. Also Dodgeball. Come on, guys. Dodgeball. Anybody? Anybody? Let's see. Yeah, I need to get that Steelbook. I was going back and forth though. I didn't know if I wanted to get the Steelbook or the box set. If it's still on Groove, I might just go ahead and order it. Yeah, Galaxy Quest, also, Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. All right, guys. Let's get into some of my main topics for the evening. We are going to start with a ridiculous 4K box set of 80s horror movies. Um, who is going to buy this is what I'm wondering. I'm trying to figure it out. Who's gonna check this out? Who's gonna buy this, especially for the price point? But I'm on orbitsdvd.com. I will put myself over here in the corner. Orbit DVD and Zavi. I think this is also on Amazon as well. I actually think it's a little cheaper on Amazon. I think it's like 160 on Amazon. But on Orbitz, it is $189.99 to get this VHS tape. And guys, look, I usually talk about this stuff on the Physical Media Report. I couldn't wait to talk about this. Look at this thing. Look at this monstrosity. This crime against nature. It's a VHS box set. Two things that are super in right now, right? VHS tapes and steelbooks, they combine them together. VHS box set with no VHS tapes in it. There's steelbooks inside of, I guess, VHS tapes that are going to also have posters, art cards, stickers, things of that nature. Big little postcards, it looks like. But the 5 movies in the set: Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist, The Lost Boys, The Shining, and a new title that hasn't been put out on 4K yet, but it's coming. It's got a steelbook, it's got a standard. Little Shop of Horrors on 4K in this set. And I guess kudos to Warner Brothers for not locking Little Shop of Horrors in this set, because other studios would have done that. But they also released it separately. So I appreciate that. For sure. But let's see. This is a 4K UHD limited edition retro steelbook library case. And you got 4Ks in here. Looks like they all have Blu-rays. You got 4Ks and Blu-rays in here of all 5 movies. And it's coming out October the 5th. Let's see. This might be the UK version because it says it's coming out Monday. Featured in pack, retro 80s steelbook library case. We have got 5 steelbooks with film on 4K UHD and Blu-ray, 5 mini VHS sleeves, 5 mini retro posters, certificate of authenticity, stickers, video store sign, on-disc special features, talent commentaries, featurettes, deleted scenes, trailers. Okay. Oh, they got a note here. This is a giant box set that is extremely heavy. We will not be combining it with other items to prevent damage during transit. Please don't order this with other items or we will cancel your entire order. Holy shit. Groove is, or Orbit's laying down the law here. My goodness. They will cancel your order. Keep note of that, guys. If you order from Orbit, they will cancel if you try to order with something else. This is heavy. Maybe the heaviest item they've ever put out, apparently. Maybe there is actually VHS tapes in there with steelbooks. But yeah, this is combining 2 things that I'm not a huge fan of either craze. I think the VHS tape thing is cool for retro people. I think it's cool. It's just not something I'm personally into. And steelbooks is just, again, I like a good steelbook from time to time, but it's like I'm so over everything being a steelbook. I'm so over that. So this is something I definitely have zero interest in. But is anybody out there in the chat? Are you all interested in this set? Is this something that appeals to you? Would you get this? It's pretty cool, from a aesthetic perspective and standpoint, but I don't know if it's something I'd actually get. Okay. So let's see. What do you guys think? Have Cheetah Will View says nope. Nope. Steelbooks are very 2022. Travis says heck no. Mike Frantic says looks neat, but no. Too heavy, the whore. A few I don't have, I don't want. I mean, that's the thing. Most of these 4Ks have been in the Groove sales for like 11, 10, $13. They've been in the Amazon 3 for 33 sales, and like you could have gotten all these 4Ks at some point for like 10, $11. Maybe not like right now, this second, but guarantee you can get most of these 4Ks still for 15 to $20, probably. So I mean, to spend $190 for this, holy shit. It's crazy. And yeah, I mean, like if how do you not have these 4Ks? Like if you're even remotely in the collecting space, like how do you not have any of these 4Ks already in your collection? It's crazy. But it's continues the trend of repackaging movies, putting them out and trying to sell them to collectors in a different way, and I guess it's pretty creative. It's a cool thing, I guess. I shouldn't be hating on it, but it's just kind of silly, I think. Yeah, it's on 144 on Amazon. You'll never buy the Odyssey Steelbook? That's the event movie of the year. How could you not? Yeah, I will definitely buy that Kubrick set for sure. That's something I don't need, but I will get. What a piece of garbage. Nah, we good. Somebody said it was up on Barnes and Noble to pre-order earlier, but they took it off. So it's not going to be out till November. Like that's just what it is. Like it'll go up for pre-order probably in September and it'll release in November. But they're gonna drag it out because it's still in the theaters. It's still making money. It's made over $1 billion worldwide, and it's still in the theaters. It made 33 million this past weekend, and it's been out for what 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. So no signs of slowing down for the Odyssey. It's killing it. So I don't think they got plans to put it out anytime soon. They'll drag it out and put it out in November. But that's a good thing ultimately, I think. Looks super cool, but not a huge 80s fan. Oh my goodness. The horror. Oh, the horror, the horror. Most of these are too mainstream for me. Anyhow, my shelf is for special films. I think it's cool they do more themed steelbook box sets. So there you go. There's somebody that's like, hey, quit hating on this box set. It's cool. I like it. I'm glad you like it. For yeah, $44.99, no brainer. Is WB asking that price for that collection? I mean, Orbit is. I think they took I think this is the UK version. Probably the UK version has the Blu-rays. I bet the Amazon version just has the 4Ks. That's usually how it goes. The idea is cool, but probably should be 80s horror WB films, not on 4K yet. Yeah, that would be ideal. How many of those are there though? What's left as far as iconic WB horror movies that aren't on 4K? Most of y'all buy these steelbooks thinking you have nice art, but it's all plainly AI. Shout putting out nothing but AI. What a waste of time. I don't know. I don't know what's AI and what's not. I know a lot of people use computers to do artwork now, so it's hard to delineate between like what's actual AI and what is just the way that people do this graphic art now. I don't know. The 80 set is a cash grab. The idea is great. The price is hideous. Just playing into the collector, not for me. A lot of people have opinions. I like it. Quirky mix. Agreed, Ace. Nolan's second $1 billion movie after Dark Knight Rises. Another awesome film, right? Dark Knight Rises made $1 billion. Did it? It don't matter if you think it's awesome or not. People are going to see it. My father-in-law went to see the Odyssey. He never goes to the movies, ever. Doesn't even really enjoy watching movies, but he wanted to go see that. So it's bringing out people that don't even see movies on a regular basis. It's cool, just crazy money. Wish there was a company that made custom steelbook. We got breakdown on 4K, Redman. First off, it was in the Paramount Scares box set volume 2. That's when it first came out. But then it got a standard edition that is still available, right? They got a standard 4K. Because Paramount Presents put it out, they let that go out of print. And yeah, there's a standard 4K a breakdown on Amazon right now, dude, for $26.99. $26.99. No, I don't really buy a ton of Second Sight anymore. They got it. Second Sight's got to put out something I really have an interest in, for me to bite on a Second Sight release. Second Sight's done a lot of my favorite movies, but they haven't really been releasing a lot of stuff I'm interested in this year besides Devil's Candy and The Ugly Stepsister I got. And the other ones they put out I have not got. I forget what they announced recently, but it's just nothing's really grabbing me that they're putting out. So I'm not getting it. I might buy Little Shop of Horrors on its own. Amazon says Amazon exclusive. Interesting. Is Vinegar Syndrome doing Airheads? I wish. Who said that? That would be freaking awesome if they did. I think that's Fox, though. It is 2026. You're right. Yeah, I don't even think that's something that even registered with my father-in-law. He probably would prefer that. Yeah, it did make $1 billion. A Sony Watcher. Breakdown's great. It's great. Great movie. Is it just me or Criterion no longer the premier boutique label? No, I just did a video about HUD on 4K, man. I think Criterion's like operating at their highest level right now. I think they're peak right now. But I get it. Arrow's great. Arrow's great. Yeah, the Rainbow 4K Steelbook. I didn't watch Breakdown on 4K yet. I got it in that set, but I last time I watched it was the Paramount. What the hell was that line called? The Paramount Presents Blu-ray. It's the last time I watched it. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, Michelle's definitely a Criterion fan. Like, I get it. Arrow releases the more mainstream stuff, which I'm a fan of, obviously. Like a lot of those movies are just some of my favorites of all time. But like Criterion for me has been great for movie discovery recently. I've just been buying a lot from them, especially in the sales, and watching a lot of Criterions, and a lot of them I've really been enjoying. And like I said, HUD might be my favorite physical media release of the entire year. All right, let's jump into another topic. Let's talk about this Lord of the Rings situation. Let's see. Somebody purchased this from Google, right? I guess you can buy movies from Google on a digital streaming service of some kind. I don't buy movies from Google, so I'm not familiar with this. But I am on a site called Dexerto, and this article says, man refused refund after digital Lord of the Rings movies disappear from his library. And this was published on August the 8th. So let me read this, and then we'll talk about it. A man who bought a movie box set digitally through Google Play. How can you call that a box set? It's digital. What are you talking about? Says he was denied a refund after the company removed it from its catalog. Google TV, formerly Google Play Movies and TV, is a digital video service that lets you rent or buy a variety of films and TV shows. Much like other streaming sites, they have a fluctuating catalog of movies. However, a user who purchased the extended editions of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy was left aggrieved with the site and its live support service after the content they bought suddenly disappeared from the site. Google says purchase was outside refund window. The user, you going down Saka one. I love that name. You going down Saka. What the hell? Oh god. Stated they purchased the Lord of the Ring movies back in 2022. The attached screenshot shows a live supporting agent explaining to the user that the content was removed from the catalog, but that they are ineligible for a refund as the original purchase exceeded the company's 120-day refund window. I mean, does that count if you just get it taken from you? I mean, honestly, like how can you get if they stole it back, how can you get a refund on something that they took from you? I guess maybe that's their logic. Just a reminder, always support physical media, says Token World. Is that the guy that oh no, that he posted that. Okay. So what is this? Can I read this? Oh, I gotta log into X to do this. All right, let me see if I can read this. Okay. So, is there a resolution, a refund, perhaps? I understand you are requesting a refund for this purchase. However, because the movie was bought in 2022, it exceeds our standard 120-day refund window. Unfortunately, we are unable to process a refund for the transaction as it is no longer eligible in our system. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused, but I paid for the item and it's no longer being provided. And then they posted, I bought these in 2022. All of a sudden, they aren't available, and there is no possibility of a refund or gift card. Hardly seems fair. I mean, that's what happens, dude, when you are trying to play around with the world of digital. Like, this stuff ain't yours. Like, y'all got to realize this, and this is not me trying to act all superior to people that collect movies digitally or watch stuff digitally. I watch a lot of stuff digitally on streaming and stuff like that. But you got to understand, if you really want to own it, you got to actually own it on physical. And the Lord of the Rings trilogy has been on sale for like $30, even cheaper on Blu-ray. It's been like $20 on Blu-ray. If you want to get it on 4K, it's been like $30 to $40, I'm pretty sure, at the lowest in sales. And it's regularly like $50. So if you again, not much more expensive than what you paid for it probably digitally. But it is what it is. These are lessons learned, right? These people are going to start seeing the lights. Maybe they'll come towards the physical. Maybe they won't. I don't. Maybe they won't learn their lesson, or maybe they'll just be like, "Screw it, I'm just not going to worry about these movies anymore." I don't know. But it's just you got to expect this going forward. These people don't care. These streamers don't care. They'll just rip these movies away from you. They'll allow their licenses to expire, and you just won't have them anymore. And they'll say, sorry about your luck. You purchased the license and we lost it and you don't have them anymore. That's just the way it is. And you can't do nothing about it because you don't actually have it in your hands. So they can take whatever they want from you digitally. Let's see. In response to the post, some users vented their shared frustration, insists you get a refund, don't drop it. One user wrote, another said, you're being stolen from and arguing with a bot. Others taking that. Yeah, that's the thing. All the people that run these sites like Google, also YouTube, which is a platform I'm on right now, like you cannot talk to actual people. It's always bots you're dealing with. So you're always at the mercy of like AI or a bot. You're not ever actually talking to anybody. Nobody with actual like reason and understanding. It's very difficult to get in touch with anybody, any real person on these sites. Others taking an X, empathize with the customer citing their frustration with digital media. The reason I never bother to buy anything online, I'm not paying for something I can't own. For more on streaming services, check out our coverage, Netflix, and look. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's just another reason why this whole video game thing is such a big deal. Because it's like these systems are going to come out and you can't buy anything physically. You can only buy it digitally. And if that's going to be the way going forward for gaming, if that's going to set a trend, then all of a sudden you can't buy nothing physically in the gaming world. And is that going to translate to movies? I don't know. If everything goes digital, what do we do? I know what I'm going to do because I've got like 5,000 movies in my collection, a lot of which I haven't watched, and I'll be able to live the rest of my life just enjoying what I have. But what is everybody else going to do? And how is that going to affect everybody's fandom for movies going into the future? I don't know. I don't have any answers. I just support physical media. That's what I have to say. But there is a follow-up to this story because I saw this when I was looking for this story online from the same websites, they actually had a follow-up. And in this story, it says that Google apologizes for not refunding man's Lord of the Ring movies after they vanished from library. Google has apologized to a man who purchased Lord of the Rings movies, vanished from his digital library, admitting it gave him incorrect information after initially refusing to offer a refund. Gave him incorrect information because it was a bot. It was a bot. You allowed a bot to respond. That's why it's incorrect information. The customer previously revealed that his extended edition trilogy purchased through Google in 2022 had disappeared from his library. When he contacted support, he was told the company couldn't refund him because the transaction was more than 120 days old. Google said he still owns the missing Lord of the Rings movies. After sharing his experience on Reddit, the customer followed advice from other users and asked for the issue to be escalated to a supervisor. The first response didn't change anything. He pushed back by pointing to Google's own terms regarding the removal or unavailability of purchased content. A few days later, he received a response from senior customer support specialists apologizing for how the situation had been handled. We want to apologize for the frustration you've experienced over your Lord of the Rings extended edition trilogy. The response read, "You should always be able to easily find and play the content you bought, and given you incorrect information when you reached out was a mistake on our part." Google also clarified that despite the movies disappearing from his library, he hadn't actually lost ownership of them. According to support, the original bundle he purchased in 2022 is no longer available to buy, but his ownership rights to all three individual extended edition movies remain 100% active. Instead, the company blamed a rendering issue with larger digital libraries for hiding the trilogy from his main library view, adding that his licenses were safe and intact. Oh, really? Google provided direct Google TV and YouTube links to each movie and credited £20, around $27 to his account as an apology for the miscommunication and hassle. At least he got some money out of it. That's all I'll say. At least he got some money out of it. And yeah, Michelle's saying that down there. Translation, it blew up on social media and now Google is backpedaling. Yeah. But it's not over. A happy ending hasn't been quite achieved, however, as the customer says all three YouTube links still tell him he needs to pay for the films. Meanwhile, only two of the Google TV links work, with the two towers continuing to show as unavailable. Okay, so hold on. Says all three YouTube links still telling me he needs to pay for that. Meanwhile, only two of the Google TV links will work. Okay, so I guess the other two say he needs to pay for them, and then the two towers says it's unavailable. Screenshots shared along his update also show YouTube displaying a buy button for movies, says he already owns, along with the message, the video requires payment to watch. Still, it's resolution, and I figured it was worth letting everybody know. All right, so there's a little bit of a resolution there. I mean, at least he got some money back, I guess, but he still does not have access to his digital library, and they told him that he did. So I don't know what to say, guys. Again, buy physically. It's nice of Google that they wanted to pay him some of his money back, but it's like a lot of people out there are not even going to speak up. They're just gonna be like, "Oh, I lost it," and it is what it is. So like they're probably doing this to a lot of people, or a lot of people aren't even going to notice, for a while. They're just taking your money and giving you these movies to borrow for a little bit, and then they can take them whenever they want, and it doesn't matter. And I don't know. It is what it is. I wanted to say, if you buy digitally, that's on you. That's just you gotta that's your that's your mistake, and you gotta pay the consequences for that. But you can learn from your mistakes. You can learn from your mistakes. You can see the lights. You can buy movies on physical media. It's still available, guys. They don't want you to believe that it is. They took it out of Target. They took it out of Best Buy. They failed to stock 95% of Walmart's. But go to Barnes & Noble. You might have a plentiful physical media section on Barnes & Noble. And go online. Go to Amazon. Go to Groove. Go to Orbit. Go to Diabolic. Go to all these boutique label websites. You'll see that physical media is alive and well, and there's plenty of it out there. Plenty of it out there. There's plenty to go around. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the chat. My digital library is 95% from digital copies from physical copies. I mean, it's a good way to back up your physical collection if you want to download the code. The whole thing stinks. I agree. And you know who else agrees? You know who else agrees? If I can find him.
It stinks! Someplace stinks!
Rocky agrees. Rocky agrees. All right, guys. Let's see. I'm tired and my throat is like almost gone. So I apologize if I feel a little low energy right now. I'm trying. I got one more topic to dive into. Fight the Good Fight says if you buy digital, then you are only leasing the products. Agree. I mean, it's the same talking points, and we keep like saying the same stuff over and over again. It's like, but it really does feel like we're banging our heads against a wall sometimes with these people. And it's like, do you even care about this shit, bro? Do you even care about movies? Like, what are you doing? You know, you start buying stuff digitally, then that just tells me you don't give a shit about this. If it's not worth it to you to own it and hold it in your hand, then you don't give a shit about it. And then you lose it, and you're gonna go bitch on X. Oh, fuck off. You know, that's honestly how that's real talk. That's how I really feel. But I know I should be understanding and just be like, well, learn from your mistakes and blah blah blah, buy physical. But it's like, come on, like you don't give a shit. If you're buying a bunch of movies digitally, you just don't care. So it's you get what you deserve, right? Buy physically, dumbass. If you like Lord of the Rings, why do you not have it physically? Why do you not have those DVD extended editions? Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. All right, we got let's see. Yeah, the Shoot Us is great. The Shoot Us is great. I wish they would have done a 4K. I think that movie will look great in 4K. All right, let's we got one more topic. And it's about we're diving into censorship again. But I want to talk about I guess different forms of censorship, because a lot of people are calling this upcoming release of Michael Mann's Manhunter censorship. Did this come up? Where's this at? Why isn't this not coming up? Oh, because I didn't add it. There we go. And I can see how you could view it that way. But to me, what makes this different? So Michael Mann has Manhunter coming out, the final cut. Actually, I think it's already came out in theaters. And it's a different cut of the film. And he's taken stuff out, he's added stuff in, he's changed things, and it's just a different cut of the film. And it's in theaters. It's called the final cut. But the thing that makes this different, because people are saying this is censored, and I get it. Like he's talking about culturally relevant reasons why or like some of the 80s dialogue hasn't aged well, so he took it out. Like I get how like that could turn people off. But at least he's talking about it. And at least he's telling people what the movie is. And it's a new cut of the film, and it's being advertised as a new cut of the film. So that's why this is kind of different. And I don't really view this as censorship like I do the Pleasantville situation, because they 100% tried to sneak that in there. They didn't want anybody to know, because Shout Studios especially knew that was going to be an issue. They knew people were going to be upset about that, and they tried to sneak it by. Nobody said shit about it. They did an entire 40-minute retrospective on the film with the director, and they could have talked about that. They could have talked about that line. The director could have talked for a couple minutes about why he chose to remove that line. And even that would have made it a little bit better for me. Not saying I would have still kept it or not took it back, but it would have made it a little bit better to have some kind of an explanation or context And a lot of people have said he just didn't like the line because it's slut shaming and all that BS. I don't know. I'm not getting into all that. Um, but I don't know where he was quoted saying that. I feel like they should have put that on that feature and dove into that a little bit and just provided some context for why they removed the line and also advertised it as a new cut because it is a new cut. He removed 3 seconds of dialogue. Again, no big deal, right? But he still changed the movie. He changed it. He tinkered with it. It needs to be advertised as a different cut, a director's cut, whatever you want to call it. But it's a different cut of the film. It's not how the movie came out. It's not how it was, on VHS or DVD or Blu-ray. It's different. It's different. Okay. But let's dive into this Manhunter situation because I want to see what you guys think. Michael Mann who's a legend, by the way. Michael Mann has made some incredible films, absolutely incredible films. I need to watch Manhunter. I know. Michael Mann's Manhunter Final Cut has more Hannibal, more modern sensibility. Gotta hate that. Don't you hate that? Modern sensibility. What does that mean? What does that mean? But he did a Q&A at the screening of the film where he talked about some of the changes. So I wanted to dive into some of the stuff he said here. And it says, get ready for more Hannibal. To mark the 40th anniversary of Manhunter, Michael Mann is releasing a final cut version of the 1986 film, which he premiered Friday night at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. In Manhunter, which was the first adaptation of Red Dragon, the Thomas Harris novel that introduced Dr. Hannibal Lecter, Brian Cox played the film's Dr. Lecter. Mann changed the spelling of the character's name, and the director used the final cut to restore more of Cox's performance. I mean, more Brian Cox sounds pretty good. At a post-screening Q&A, Mann said the new edit involved expanding some of the scenes with Lecter to really get the genius of Brian Cox's performance and spectacular dialogue, which comes from Thomas Harris' book. In Manhunter, William Peterson, the FBI agent who caught Lecter, is called out of retirement to investigate a killer of families, including consulting Lecter for help. That killer is ultimately revealed to be Francis Dollarhide Tom Noonan, who I guess is Ray Fiennes' character in Red Dragon. I've seen Red Dragon, I just haven't seen Manhunter. The final cut elaborates on Graham's tactics too. One of them is deepening of the psychological base of Graham and what he's trying to accomplish, which is in the Atlanta PD scene. Mann said there's some significant editing there. There was also a sense of what he accomplished with the family. He said at the end of the film, some of the original cut of Manhunter has been omitted as well. Mann did not specify the lines, but indicated he eliminated some 80s dialogue. Here's where it is, guys. He eliminated some of the 80s dialogue. There's unfortunate lines of dialogue that I had an opportunity to excise, he said. So I guess he got rid of it. The new 4K restoration also contains revised color grading in collaboration with Company 3 president Stefan Sonnenfeld. We wanted to render into a visual aesthetic that contemporary to palette colors, blah, blah, blah. Talking about colors, change the color grading. Which is also another form of change in the movie. Like when they change the color grading, it's like, I don't know, everybody's, I guess, has their limit for like what they will excuse as far as like filmmaker changes. Like I know people weren't happy with Fight Club, some of those changes, and also Seven. I didn't really care all that much. To me, it's like when you start changing like lines of dialogue or taking lines of dialogue out, like that's like fundamentally changing what the film is in some cases. So that to me is worse than adding some clouds or adding a flare to a flashlight. But it's all the same thing, right? You're changing the movie, you're changing where you're changing the color grade, or you're changing this or changing that, adding something, taken away digitally. It's all changing the film. So I don't know. I guess everybody just has their own threshold of what is acceptable to them as far as like filmmaker changes and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think the big thing was removing the lines of dialogue, which I have no idea what lines of dialogue they actually removed. I would be interested to know that since I haven't seen the film, but I'm sure there'll be a bunch of videos and people writing articles about what was actually removed and stuff when this thing goes more wide. I think another issue with this is the fact that Manhunter on Blu-ray is pretty much out of print, isn't it? So you have the 4K coming out, and I imagine that the final cut is going to be the only way you can watch the movie on 4K. Hopefully they'll have the theatrical cut. Wait a second, didn't the pre-order for that Manhunter version go up? Maybe I should look at that instead of just talking out of my ass. Let's see. Manhunter 1985 returns on 4K in a 4K set. Let's see. I mean, does this have the different cuts of the film? This set adds the film's original soundtrack. Let me pull this up. But I know the Screen Factory version of Manhunter is way out of print, and I think the regular standard version is also out of print, but you can get a used copy of it on Amazon right now, apparently for $30. So maybe you'll still be able to get that, but it's just difficult to get. So if the theatrical version or the regular version of it isn't widely available, and the only way you can get this movie is the final cut, then that is kind of shitty that you're kind of forcing a altered version of the film on people instead of allowing them to pick up the original version. So I was hoping that the release that was coming out had both, because that's another thing. It's like, okay, you can advertise as a new cut, but like, let us have the other cut in there too. Let us have both. But I guess that's the George Lucas scenario. He wanted to alter his films and not let anybody view the theatrical cuts ever again. Just completely take them off, and those are not allowed to be sold anymore unless you bootleg them or streams or anything. So yeah, I'm not seeing anywhere this set adds the film's original soundtrack exclusive to this release and 3 new extras. Manhunter revisited a new interview with Man in Mind of a Monster, a new interview with Brian Cox restoring Manhunter, a look at the restoration work. Older extras carry over from previous releases. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about it having the original cuts. And didn't they already do a different cut of this movie? Isn't this like the third cut of this film? Let me see. There's only one cut on this MGM Blu-ray. How many cuts is on the? Yeah, if I'm looking at the Shout Factory release, there's 2 cuts on this. 124 minutes, one movie, 2 cuts. So they already did multiple cuts of this movie before. Let me see if the Manhunter 4K pops up on. All right, so it's on Blu-ray.com. And this is just being promoted as the final cut on here. So, and it's only noting one cut. 119 minutes is this cut. So yeah, I think this is just going to be this new cut, and it's going to be an altered version. But again, at least they're telling people, so you can decide if you want to get it or not. But I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to want to get an altered version of the film, even if it's got more Brian Cox in it. It's kind of like the Crocodile Dundee 4K that came out in Australia. And again, at least they advertise it as the encore cut, but it's an altered version of the film. People don't want that. They want to at least have the option to watch the original version of the movie if they want to. So, but there you have it, guys. What do you all think about censorship? I mean, there's a lot of nuance that goes into censorship and altering of films, and there's so many examples. People have been doing this for a long time. for a long time. You did get more cocks, so why complain? You got more cocks. More cocks. It's always good. Yeah, what is the dialogue, Alex Zorba? Do you know the exact lines? Can we please quit stop mucking with color grading after the fact? I agree. I need to watch the Hannibal show. I've heard some great things about it. I need to check it out. Um Well, I'm a fan of Red Dragon, though. I like that movie a lot. So I like that story. I definitely need to watch Manhunter. Lucky for me, I don't have the Blu-ray Manhunter, but I do have a DVD. I've got I think it's an MGM DVD. I got a Manhunter. I don't know if it has different cuts on it or not, but I do have a DVD of it. So at least I have a version of Manhunter in my collection. I don't have to get that if I don't want to. But I might. I don't know. Oh yeah, Michael Mann did do Ferrari. I've actually got that, but I haven't watched it. I've not watched it. Super Troopers. I never watched the second one, so I did not go see the third. Yeah, there's just a lot of different reasons. You know, somebody in my review of the Kill Bill Whole Bloody Affair, they said that they were surprised that I preferred the black and whites over the color version of the Crazy 88's fight sequence because I was so against censorship. So they called that censorship. To me, it's kind of different because it was the studio interfering and basically, I guess, telling Quentin, look, we got to get a rated R for this movie. We can't go NC-17. It wasn't that they were preventing them from doing it as much as they were just trying to get the rating so they could have, I guess, the best possible audience to be able to come and view the movie. You know, R is already enough to have NC-17. That's almost the kiss of death for movies theatrically. So they changed it to black and whites to approve all the blood and the gore. And to me, that was just a creative way to get around something and not really so much censorship. But, you know, at the same time, like, I guess there is nuance there and you could maybe view it as censorship for sure. But I mean, it's like, you can't just put anything in the theaters. You can't just put anything on screen. There are rules and regulations, and that doesn't have to necessarily mean it's censorship. It's just the restrictions that you have to try to work within, you know, the movie making system. So I just view it as a different thing. I don't really view that as censorship. But yeah, I could be wrong. I don't know. Philip Workman, 86, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate this. I never buy digital, only physical media, but I can sort of understand the immediate convenience appeal. I'm more frustrated with the companies that strip the digital titles away from people. I understand that, man. You know, and I was definitely, I don't know. I guess I'm being an asshole. For me, it's like you should know better. And if you really love Lord of the Rings, you buy it physically, you know. But I understand that I almost went digital. You know, I got rid of all my DVDs. I'm like, I'm gonna start buying stuff digitally because that's the wave of the future. And within 6 months, I was like, this just isn't for me. And I went back to buying physical media. So I understand it. It is convenient. Streaming is convenient. And I still stream. I got Netflix and stuff and everything. And I'll just be sitting there on the couch and I don't feel like grabbing one of my discs. I'll just search on streaming and find something to watch real quick and I'll watch it. So I get it. But it's like if you really love something, you need to own it physically. And to me, like there's enough of this stuff out there that there's just really no excuse. No excuse. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat. And let me give you a little super clip.
She got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
Speaking of Michael Mann, how did I not show that clip already? Heat, the masterpiece. Google saying they ain't no Sony. Yeah, we'll give you $27 back. We ain't no Sony. I can't wait to see T2 in theaters. That big digital monstrosity, cartoon looking shit. uh, yeah, just take it all away from them. Just take all the digital shit. No, I'm just kidding. See, Fat Lindsay does zero empathy. Zero. What's up, 80s mate? How you doing, buddy? Physical media isn't dead. Um, let's see. I mean, I love Rocky, of course. I'll always be happy when I watch Rocky. Buy on digital equals still renting. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with renting, right? As long as you have that in your mind that that's what you're doing. You're renting. Don't get pissed off when they take it away. Like, you should know better. Let's see. Rocky's the best. It's the best. Oh, it'll say buy. They're trying to, they're trying to trick you. They're trying to sell you a false hope, but or a false narrative. Yeah, I've only hey, what's up, Mel? How you doing? I've only used I think one digital code, and I think it was for Dune Part 2 because they didn't put the special features on the disc when that came out. They put it with the digital code. It was weird. I remember I made a whole video on that back in the day. Um, so I downloaded that so I could watch the special features. I think that's one of the only codes I've ever downloaded. Well, I'm deciding to own everything and not be happy because I have no money. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, man. People don't know. But, some people, it's not that they don't know, it's just they don't care. Like I said, they just don't care about movies that much. Like I said, if you buying this stuff digitally, that means you just don't care about it that much. You're just not that big of a fan, honestly. Um, Manhunter is just a director's cut, though I do hope they put both cuts on 4K eventually. I don't have a problem with the changes as long as the originals are also available. Yeah. Yeah, same. Like if they start stripping the original from streaming and stuff and just making the final cut available, that's where you start to get into problems. I don't like that. Like if you're gonna do multiple cuts, fine, but make them all available. And you're right. You're absolutely right. It's no different than Lucas. It's no different than Lucas. It's the same thing. Like he kind of set the standard for this. I feel like he set the template. Um, but for me, I saw all those special editions in theaters. I was 12 years old. Like I was all about the special editions. I loved all the changes at the time. I barely watched the originals um, the way they originally came out. I'd seen them before when I was a little kid, but I didn't watch them all that much. It was the special editions that I watched over and over again. So like I kind of grew up and grew attached to those. But I do want to own the regular theatrical cuts at some point in my life. So hopefully they do make those available in 4K. I would like that. Yeah, I mean you can say that, but again, you gotta keep the originals available for people. You can't just force new cuts of movies. I get it, it's your movie, but at the same time, you put it out there to the public. You made it a part of movie history. You know how people are, movie fans, fans of cinema. Like they like their film preservation. They want this stuff to be preserved the way it originally came out, the way they remember watching it. And you have to be um, you have to acknowledge that. You know, you have to acknowledge that. You have to be understanding of that. Crocodile and he was open about it too, buddy. They were. Yeah, I said that. I said that. All right, guys. I think I am done for the night. I'm shutting down. I'll be honest. You can never have enough cocks. I agree. I agree. I agree. Let's see. Yeah, I agree with that. They should have both cuts on there. They should have both cuts. But yeah, maybe y'all didn't know about the Manhunter 4K situation. I didn't really know about it until people started calling it out in my Pleasantville video. And now I'm aware of what's going on with Manhunter, the final cuts. But let's see. I'm trying to. Josh says he's personally on the side of the filmmaker, can do whatever they want with their art. I'm just against studio meddling. I know, but at a certain point, like, where do you draw the line? Can like a filmmaker go in and alter his film like every year? Like, how many times can a director keep going in and tinkering with his movies? I just think at a certain point you got to cut them off. You know, it's somebody said this, and I forget who said it. I forget where I heard this at, but it's almost like somebody that's like addicted to plastic surgery. Like they just keep like altering their cells. It's almost like the filmmaker's addicted to altering his film, and that was interesting. Definitely a definitely a good comparison for sure. What's up, Hammer Films? How you doing, man? But all right, guys, I'm jumping off here. I appreciate it. I've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I got to go to bed. I got to get up for work tomorrow. It's going to be a long day. And after that's Friday. I'm excited for the weekends. You guys take care. I got more videos coming. I got some kind of a pickup video coming tomorrow. I think my Groove Sale pickups is coming tomorrow. Project Hail Mary reviews coming. Talladega Nights reviews coming. Barbarian, Mars Attacks. I'm going to be busy watching a lot of stuff, trying to get reviews out to you guys in the next couple of weeks. But thank y'all so much for being here. Like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications for future videos, and I'll see you guys later.